So here she is, 2009 3-litre turbo diesel automatic short wheelbase SX Prado 150 Prado. Just got back late last night from a day trip from Canberra to Albury and back to pick it up. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Did a lot of research, asked the seller a lot of questions, and he was super happy to answer anything I asked him, and even taught him a few things about the car. But yeah, it's got 160,000 kilometers, which is pretty low for a car like this. I've never had a Toyota. I've had probably 5 or 6 Toyotas under 300,000. I had a couple on 250 or 60,000, but this is only on 160,000, and you can definitely tell. I won't get too much under the car in this video, but it's pretty tidy. The only part that is a little bit tired, don't know what's making noise, is down here on the tow bar, but that's fine. That's easy to replace, easy to clean up. And yeah, so I'll start inside the car. Even the door cars, standard wear here, but essentially very clean, very tidy. Even the seat, the driver's seat, little bit of bolster wear, but no tears or anything. As far as Land Cruisers go or Prados, great condition. So hop in. So down there, it's just got the standard idle up, mirror controls. It's got a red arc tow pack, which is super handy for me because I am looking to tow some cars, namely that down the line. Yeah, so little features, just lots of little features for a modern car that's probably been around since 2010, but I normally don't own cars past the year 2000, so super cool little features like mirror folds in on both sides, and little parking sensors. So got a little parking sensor here for the rear. It does have a reverse camera hooked up, but also parking sensors, which is helpful. Again, steering wheel, normally one of the first things to go. Very slight wear, but overall great condition. It does have the fuel, how much fuel we use. Got a little display screen down here just for standard kind of things about the car. Cruising range, that's actually quite accurate. I did test that on the way home from Albury, and yeah, we're looking at about 10.2 kilometers average, so pretty happy with that. It's got dual digital climate control, so you can have dual or you can just set it to one control. Again, something I've never had before, so super helpful. It's got an aftermarket Pioneer head unit fitted, so it's got Apple CarPlay installed, and Android Auto via a cord. Again, something I've never had. These center consoles slide forward, fully open to that tray, and there's a cooler function in there, so you can keep your drinks cool and stuff. And overall, just in really good condition. Speakers are great. Haven't had a four-wheel drive with good speakers ever, especially factory ones. And then, to my surprise, the seller didn't actually put these in the photos, but it's got a sunroof. So I was a little bit skeptical of it at the start because he hadn't put any photos or mentioned it. And this is the lower trim model. So this is the SX, and then they have the ZR, and the ZR is like the equivalent of the Kakadu top of the line Prados. So when I saw that, also that button doesn't look factory. So I knew straight away this is an aftermarket, and it was a little bit of an alarm bell. But after doing a little bit of research on it, this is a top of the line aftermarket sunroof, and if done correctly, which this seems to be, everything checks, lines up, that they hold up just as well as normal sunroofs. So still getting used to the controls. Nice soft close, and then it also has a tilt function, which is pretty cool. And then push that, close that back up. Again, the old owner thought that was factory, so taught him something about his own car there. And then yeah, overall, you know, factory floor mats, full service history, which is pretty cool. Just remotes and stuff, seatbelt covers. Yeah, but even the dash, you know, just beautiful condition. No wear. And then we've just got the rear seats. I sat in the back, super comfortable. I'd be happy to do a long trip, you know, to Sydney, Melbourne. Super comfy, big cup holders. It's actually deceiving how much room's back there. And these seats, of course, fold down. So now we'll hop out and go look at the rest of the car. I'll pop that for after. But yeah, no damage to the body. For 2009, you know, what are we now? Like 14 years old, 16 years old. Back door's a bit dirty because I took it for an off-road test when I first got it. And then we come to the boot. So it's got that kind of parcel shelf cover. Great, cool. Probably hardly ever use that. And then yeah, just the boot. Seats fold down, obviously, if you want a heap of room. And just like telltale things you look for. Damage inside all here, like a little bit of rust, hardly ever gets cleaned. Behind the lights, everything here is just immaculate. Everything's clean. I couldn't find anything to fault it. You know, I went, as everyone does, to try and knock it down a little bit. You know, try and get a better price for yourself, and I just couldn't. Just looked at it and just thought, goodness, it is immaculate. I'll show you the sunroof, because that's normally, I'm always afraid of rust. I mean, obviously, you know, there's a little bit of wear. It's an older car, it's from 2009, but no rust. Very nice seal, so done correctly. And then the roof, no paint peel, which was another thing I was worried about. Just overall great condition. Again, the door seals, nothing here. I'm thinking of old Land Cruisers, you know, they're 40 years old, rust in there. Probably wouldn't get to this stage even if it was mistreated at this point, but still. Yeah, just really, really nice condition. Even the roof lining, just no wear and tear, no knocks, no scratches. The only thing I actually found was, when I parked it up before, can't see it, there's a Stanley blade embedded in the tyre. There you go. But just seems to be superficial, that one. And the only thing so far that the owner said that is wrong with it is the gas struts on the bonnet are gone. So I will continue to hold this up. But the engine bay, another thing the seller didn't list, the first owner, because I'm the third owner, had a dual battery setup. So that's all run, and it's all run to the boot for a fridge. So again, another bonus for me that wasn't listed. And there's space for a battery. So happy days there. And the engine bay is just almost clean enough you could eat your dinner straight off it. A little bit of dust, but essentially looks like it's just come from the factory. And the owner said on pickup, oh yeah, could probably do with the detail. This is the cleanest four-wheel drive I've ever seen. So one of the first things I'll probably fit is a paint matched bull bar. That is probably the only damage on the whole vehicle. So again, not concerned about that because that's going to come off anyway for the front bumper, for the front bull bar. But other than that, I won't change much. Very nice car.